What's up? Monday edition. Welcome into Pick Central Full Cast, brought to you by DraftKings. TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from special teams or defense. Saw a few of those yesterday. We don't care how they score them. We just want to bet on touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet on touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your bet today. Tonight, you can bet on the Jets guys to score touchdowns. You can also bet on San Fran. What is Deebo Samuel?
165.
165 plus 165. That's a little spicy. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets instantly and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, let's start with the
Also can bet the Jets tonight money line with the profit boost from DraftKings at 255 plus 255.
Wow.
So that's DraftKings has the best props. Whoa, look at that.
That's
Great.
That's pretty good.
Not
Huh?
good for us.
No. Yes, right.
Great for us.
What is that? The
Whose
month?
idea was that?
What is that? The month?
That was my idea.
To keep it up the whole
Oh,
show.
dude.
Whole show seems a little
I've
like.
been saying all along we need to be more transparent.
I mean, no, it's funny.
Okay, then put up the whole year and every sport that we bet on, not just NFL. Cherry pick.
No, that's both. I think that's college too. No,
Don't worry, that's overall.
that's for the month.
Oh yeah, that's overall for
for the whole
That's for the
month.
month. For the
the
month.
month. Okay.
And congrats to Rico for being in the green.
Like what?
Thanks, Phil.
Well,
Smitty's
technically, they're
having
all
a
in the
tough
green.
go, too.
Wow.
Smitty's out. Look at Smitty throughout the year, and you just
Having a tough
post
go.
1 and 8.
Having a tough goal right now.
Smitty is up plus units on the year.
Yeah, can't say that.
No, you can't say that. Can't say that.
I'm saying I can't say that.
No, well, yeah.
All right.
Yours is like 150.
Yeah, it's
down,
bad.
Like
It's bad.
He's not down 150, is he?
150 units.
115 to 120.
115 or 120.
It's bad.
Oh, that's better.
All that matters is college football.
Right.
Well, no.
Pat Hill.
Well,
You got to get the pad.
College and NFL.
it's not all that matters. We did a show for 7 months. It's not all that matters.
enough.
9 months.
No,
All right, let's start with the,
Didn't?
no, not when the units are much different.
Oh, all right.
let's start with the ugly.
Yeah.
Let's start with the ugly. Giants look like absolute
Wild. March
trash
Madness,
yesterday.
nothing matters.
Well, no, the sports that you bet more on, that you focus more on, are matter more, and that you bet more on are more prominent.
Oh, okay.
The Giants didn't look.
You're condescending. Oh,
Because you're down 180 units. That's
This season-
crazy.
I also have 2 rings. I have 2 Super Bowl rings.
All right.
You have 0.
I haven't done a show
0.
for a full year. Since I've been doing this show, I've been beating the shit out of you.
You're acting like it's like a one-on-one thing. You just lost as well. You
No,
just lost,
not
as much.
really. No.
You're acting like we're going. You're acting
Lost
like we're
as
like.
much. You're down 180 units. No, that's a record. Guinness is calling us. What are you talking
I
about?
got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Ev fucking killed it for 2+ years on this show.
I haven't
had
been-
Okay.
as a downswing, and now
it.
Clemmer's
I had a
coming
bad
in
year.
and
I
being
said-
like,
I said I-
beat the crap out of
I
you.
actually understand.
Horrible in college basketball. It's horrible in UFC.
180.
Yeah, I've been
It's a
all.
lot.
I think it's
180
okay to
units?
laugh and have. What are we doing here? You guys have 180 units. Is insane.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
He was great last year.
The year before as well.
This year you're
It's
done.
been really bad.
I think we're allowed to.
I've been
I'm
awful
with
in
Clemmer.
college basketball.
Oh no,
You're allowed to make fun. You're allowed to get made fun when you're being bad this year.
of course. Just like you're allowed to celebrate when you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ev's units for baseball is the same as NFL, I'd be shocked.
Wait a second, you're allowed to celebrate when it's good? Then get my fucking yearly picks on there.
No.
I was the one saying. I was the one
Wait.
singing your praises.
Oh, I forgot. Chris Clemmer's the only one here. Thank you.
What?
Thank you for singing my praises.
I was the one saying you had a good year.
Thank you, Chris. Can we move on to the Giants and how they suck?
You don't always have to be a piece of shit.
I just
when you're
said
here.
thank you,
The days you're here-
Chris.
the days you're here, you should be nice.
I just said thank you, Chris. Can we move on and talk about the shitty New York Football Giants?
We could try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried.
They look like shit. I mean, I think it's everybody's worst kind of nightmare.
But also, I need everyone to acknowledge it's not 100%. It's a lot of percent, but it's not 100% the quarterback. Every asset of the team sucked.
He sucks.
But he's bad.
Say he sucks.
No, he's
Say that he sucks.
No, I won't.
Marty.
But
Say that he
he's
sucks.
bad.
He say that he's probably.
No, I know.
One of, if not the worst starting quarterback in the NFL.
Not the worst.
One of, if not the.
Definitely not the
In
worst.
the bottom 5.
He was worse.
Without question.
Gardner Minshew was awful.
Gardner Minshew is better than Daniel Jones.
Why? He was so
All right, fine.
bad.
Who else?
He won't throw pick sixes. He actually
Daniel
moves
Jones
the ball a little
but
bit.
this is what we're trying not to get in the weeds. He's not like he's bottom 5.
He's awful.
Name one other player besides Malik Neighbors had a good game on
Dexter Lawrence.
Okay, 1 sack. What else?
He had 6 pressures playing nose guard. It's pretty fucking good.
Okay, what else? Nobody. Singletary sucked. But Runyon got absolutely
Andrew Thomas is
annihilated. Runyon got absolutely annihilated. Every snap he got smoked. Our defense did not. What did Burns do? What did Thibodeau
He's
do?
bad.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's
No.
Our whole team sucks.
No. I think I'm officially off the Dable and Joe Shane train.
This is an institutional
officially
problem.
off.
Sure.
And I actually like Dable more as a coach than I like Shane. I think Shane is a bad GM.
And evaluate.
I mean, the picks he made, they're not good.
I also think the play
Like
calling
Evan Neal,
wasn't good either.
trash.
That was all Dable as well.
Thibodeau, nothing. He had a big like first half of last season. I mean, Tay Banks getting torched out there.
What year is this of Shane?
3?
Yeah, you're starting to see, like, you can't really blame Gettleman anymore.
I know. I think Neighbors look good. I think he's going to be a great building piece for the quarterback we draft in this upcoming.
Hey, I'll tell you the biggest indictment.
Neighbors is good.
Biggest indictment on Dable from an outsider's perspective. This is now the 2nd straight year you open up at home and get absolutely fucking waxed.
It's
not even good. Against, like, not superior, like...
Well, the Cowboys are superior last
Cowboys
year.
were superior
but the
last year, but they weren't like a Super Bowl fucking greatest team of all time.
They were good, though.
This
They were a
one
playoff
feels worse.
team.
You shouldn't
They were competing for that division. They
They
won
lost
that
like
division.
48-0 last year.
So this one feels
40.
worse because I know the Vikings aren't good.
That's true too.
Like the Cowboys, say what you want about the playoffs, they're like they're a good football team.
Yeah, they won
The
12
Vikings
games.
are not like Sam Darnold is mid, and that's being generous. They have good receivers. They have good tackles. The Minnesota Vikings are not like some good football team. They beat the shit out of us. We made Sam Darnold look like he was Peyton Manning.
I gotta say, you guys owe Meek an apology.
They stink. We don't owe Meek shit.
I
I don't owe Meek a fucking.
Can I talk about my football team?
No,
I from day one said
Meek should be allowed to talk.
the night.
Why? Because he said we all know Daniel Jones is bad. Like
You don't. You just said he was good. What are you talking
dude,
about?
Stop! Shut the fuck up.
He's right.
No, he's not, dude.
He is right.
Oh, so sorry. Dude, we all know. Like, what are we? We're not.
You didn't say it in this
stupid.
show, though.
Yes, I did. I said
You
he's
didn't.
not good, and then obviously, bro. What do? You don't believe in any of your teams? Like, oh, I don't do bits. Shut the fuck up, both of you. You both are. He's a terrible fan. He hates everyone on his teams. He is literally Frank the Tank back there.
Not about the Mets,
Yes,
though.
he is.
It's not about the Mets.
Okay, what?
Or the Knicks.
I've probably been more
Oh, the
positive
Knicks,
about the
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, he's annoyingly positive about the Knicks.
I've been more positive about the Mets than
Shut
Clemmer,
the
by
fuck
the way.
up, Phil, because everything, like, obviously when you go into a season, so sorry I want to try and have fun with my team. Obviously they stink. They stink. You watch one game. I don't think that's a fucking crazy thing.
This is worse than we expected, though.
Yes, but that's not.
Defense
That's
is
what
okay.
I'm saying.
But
Everything's
Meek was
expected.
on it, though. I'm just saying you got to give him
say
credit.
everyone's bad, dude. You say everyone's bad. Yeah. If the Giants win next week, what are they going to apologize to me?
No, they probably are going to win
No,
next
they
week.
win.
If Daniel
They win,
Jones,
they
I'll say this, if Daniel Jones is a good game next week, then you can start being like, all right, hey Meek, what's going on?
Okay.
But right now,
then it'll be like, okay.
Meek is right though. Like I gotta say, like
be
everything
right
Meek
after
said,
one
everything
game.
Meek said about Daniel Jones all offseason was
Will
right.
Compton right about the Chiefs last year when they went on a really bad slide? Like that's what happens in
They
football.
won the Super
Like,
Bowl, Marty. The
obviously,
Giants aren't pulling out of this. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's like
They're not. The Giants are not. pulling
Giants
out
are
of
not going to pull
this
out
is
of
a
it.
4-win team.
But
Maybe.
but it's also like
That's a good year. Now.
saying like Meek could just say they're bad. Like that's just so stupid to say Meek's right because he said the Giants. We all fucking knew it.
He gets.
I mean, I almost cried when we drafted Daniel Jones. I think I couldn't
I
have been more
shit
right.
on my grandma's lawn that just died.
I said we'd never win again the night we drafted Daniel Jones. We've been the worst team in the NFL since we drafted
He
Daniel.
made the playoffs 2 years ago.
I saw a stat today. Barstool Gambling posted
Don't
it,
say
or
it.
he's got
Shut
more.
the fuck up.
He's got
Why
more.
would you say it?
It's factual.
I want to say it. I'm
He's
like,
got more pick sixes than he does touchdowns
since he signed the contract. No. And can we please? Yes, that's a fact. Is that true? Yes, in over a third of the games he's played in, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. He's fucking awful.
he has more pick sixes than touchdowns.
since the new contract.
That's
last
a correct
season.
stat,
Since
by the
last
way.
season.
Since he signed the new
Now,
contract.
listen, you bad play calling.
Oh man.
Mark, I'm not gonna let you say
You
it.
met the guy once. Still don't act like he's your childhood best friend.
Marty.
Come on.
The Giants' offensive line.
Like, come on, man. Like, you can say the guy's. You can say he's.
I'm sorry. I said he's bad. How many fucking more times do you want me to say he's bad?
You're just
again?
defending him like he is. I don't.
What am I defending him for?
Can't just blindly
Get the picture up. Get the
defend
picture up.
people when you hang out with them
Yeah,
for
sure.
a few times.
That's funny. That was
Can't
good.
do that.
I'm glad you caught on to that.
No, the team.
Obviously, like, bro, I understand.
You don't see me
he's
hanging out with
bad.
guys and then just
But there's
defend them.
everything else is bad.
Sure.
It wasn't.
Everything, what do you mean it
No,
wasn't?
he's the big part. He's
Marty,
What
the
wasn't,
offensive-
fucking Phil. What wasn't?
Daniel Jones got pressured 26% of the time.
What? You
yesterday.
read one tweet, Phil.
Yes, I did. That's
You
an
read one
important tweet. That's
Just
an
get off
important
fucking
tweet.
line for
An
a second.
important tweet.
Get off the line
An
for a
important
second.
tweet.
You read one tweet, you fucking moron.
The offensive line protected him. He had a clean pocket most
You
of the
don't
day.
watch the games because you watch
I
Twitter.
was in
You
the cave with
watch
Frank.
Runyon.
I was in the cave with Frank watching the fucking Dolphins and all the other games.
I agree with him. The line wasn't the. Andrew Thomas is a very good left
And
tackle.
also, Daniel Jones aside, that defense, I thought that defense was going to be a top
too.
5
We
defense
talked about
after
the
last
night
year.
before.
I did
They were
the line
not
did
anywhere
great.
close to
The
top
line
10.
did really good, right?
Yeah, but when
What
you
was
put them on
Singletary's
the, I mean, when you can't get drives going, you put
Oh,
them
Rico,
on the field
what was,
more.
what was Singletary's number?
I thought the
Mine
defense was
great.
at least going to be
Yeah.
close to, like, dominant every game this year.
Lawrence was really good as always. He's a phenomenal player, and everyone else on the defense is. Okereke is good.
Okereke's really
He's
good.
a legitimately good player. Outside that, Tay Banks has not been. He was better the second half of the year. He was not good yesterday.
Singletary, 10 carries, 37 yards. No, our line did really good. Oh, it was great. What do you mean? Like that?
26% pressures is not like that's relative.
Aaron Jones
that's
had,
good pass
Aaron
protection
Jones had 14
overall.
carries for 94 yards.
You know what the problem is?
Expecting
Yeah, the
Devin
defense is bad.
expecting Devin Singletary to go 10 and 37 to
what am
like
I-
10 and
The
9.
problem's Daniel
What am I
Jones, though.
expecting? That's they're saying.
Also,
the line,
but they can
the
stack
line
the
is-
box.
You can stack the box when you can't throw.
Oh, it was
They stack the box when you can't run.
No, we saw it
They
with
stack the box when you can't. When they have
can't
no
run,
threats.
when you can't run, you don't have to fucking stack the box.
No,
But I'm saying they know
What do you mean, no?
know it's not a threat
No, no,
to
no.
throw.
What
we
you
saw it.
can't
Let me
run.
explain. We saw it with Saquon with the Eagles. Like when he has a real offense behind him, he can really explode. It makes it so much harder for Singletary to run, knowing Jones can't pass.
It makes
Correct.
it so much harder to throw when Singletary can't run.
But that's not 10 for 37. Isn't that terrible?
It's not like that. It's
And
not
Marty,
good, but it's
Marty,
not
you
like.
watched the game.
This is
you
where
watched
you
the
guys
game, Marty.
make so many, like-
they're all inside, right? Like they were all coming in. They were.
No, 10 for 37. Like it's not good, but it's not like he didn't run 10 carries for 12 yards. I mean,
He's horrible.
3.7 a carry.
3.7 a carry is pretty
like,
solid. It's just a matter
not
of
good, but
only
it's
got
not
the
like
ball 10
god
times.
awful.
He only got the ball 10
Aaron
times.
Jones got four more times. He had 100 yards and a touchdown.
Well, yeah, they ran all over us.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier to open up the offense when you can run the ball. You guys know that.
Well, no, our defense as a
We
whole
know
is
it
just not
is.
good.
No, of course it is, but it's also easier to open up your offense when you can pass the ball.
Yes, we can't do fucking both. So
Well, that's
fucked.
true. We can't do both.
That's what I'm
correct.
saying. Like you can't do both. So
But it's
on a lot
hard
of people.
to.
I have way
It's
more-
hard to run the
Daniel
ball when you
Jones
can't
sucks.
throw.
For the 4,000th time, I'll say it again. But we can't just. It's way more than just a quarterback.
It's literally the first time you said it, but
I say he's bad, Smitty. Shut the fuck up.
You haven't.
said he's
though.
bad.
You haven't though.
I just said he's fucking bad 10 times.
He said he
Clever.
sucks. He said
I
he
said he's
sucks.
bad
No,
10 fucking
I'm
times.
saying you're saying it today.
What are
but
we
in the
talking
months-
about?
But in the
Because
months
I want to
before-
enjoy my fucking team.
Well, that's.
I want to enjoy my team.
Well, there's not. I mean,
look him in the eyes and tell him he's bad.
you're just tricking him. You're just tricking
You
yourself.
shut the
though.
fuck up. You shut up. I'm gonna get mad at you because I'm gonna be mean. And I don't want to be mean, so shut the fuck up.
You're
And I'm not listening to
You're just
fucking.
tricking yourself, though. You know they're going to be like, okay, I know bad quarterbacks.
You
I've
how
had
about
bad
worry
quarterbacks.
about Hassan Reddick too? Shut the fuck up. He's
Hassan-
never gonna play because your team. No one wants to play for your stupid ass team.
Well, we have a
Oh, who
quarterback.
won
We have
this
a
weekend? Dukes, good job, buddy.
Yeah, Dukes wins.
Dukes won.
Victory Monday
is
for
the only
Dukes.
winner.
Victory Monday for Dukes.
Dukes and Meek. Those guys have been right. Those guys deserve credit today. Both of them.
I don't want. We
You
can't.
wanna put Meek's fucking dick in your mouth or something?
No,
What's going on?
I'll be the first one to shit on Meek when he's wrong. Or I'll shit on anyone. But when he called Daniel Jones, he said it every single
no,
day. But Marty, you didn't say it though,
Ev
Marty.
said it too. Yes, I did, dude.
It was cool on it. It was certainly cooler than you. But Marty, you've been saying Daniel Jones, not that bad for months.
I don't know if
You got to
know
own that.
I don't know if you know this. I
Oh, okay. Everyone
I'm a
listen to what
Giants-
Chris Clemmer just said.
Giants fan.
You got to own that.
don't know if you know when you're
Later.
a Giants fan.
Yes, Smitty, what's your point?
Did Dave think that Michigan? Did you think Dave thinks Michigan's gonna win? Think his quarterback's really good? You like your team. You root for
I have
your team.
no idea what Dave thinks. I have no idea what Dave
Because
thinks.
you don't know shit.
I'll stick up for
Exactly.
Marty. I don't think it's that crazy to have expectations that Daniel Jones going into this season could maybe play in the playoffs because the last time he was fully healthy for a season, they were in the playoffs.
I'll tell you what I think.
He sucks.
On this show,
He's bad.
Aaron
He's really
Rodgers
bad.
got hurt, right? We have Zach Wilson. I was not happy about Zach. I've been saying, please make a move. Please make
That's
a move.
so much. When your quarterback gets hurt, is obviously so much.
The guy, but I knew the guy
That's
we
not even
had stunk.
fucking close.
And I knew the guy we had stunk.
That's not even fucking close to what.
I don't
the
know what you want.
situation-
I've been saying Zach Wilson stunk.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. Daniel Jones, it's okay to have expectations for your quarterback to maybe do well when he did it already. Zach Wilson's never did it.
That's true.
So that's the only thing I said.
Fair.
And I watched the game, and I just came on the show and said he's bad and he stinks.
Okay.
What the fuck else do you
That's all-
want me to say?
I think
That's not- doesn't
I just
mean
think
he's
you owed him.
right.
I think you just owed Meek an apology.
I also think the fucking team around him isn't the best, and everyone thinks it's just him. I don't owe fucking Meek Phil an apology.
Okay.
Why the fuck would I owe him an apology?
I'd like an apology. Oh no, Marty doesn't have a headset on, so he can't hear me.
I don't have my.
He said he'd like an apology.
I could give two less of a fucks if Meek Phil wants anything. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm on to Quinn Ewers and Brian Carson.
why isn't Meek or Rico?
I think all you guys.
I never really blindly defend.
But I,
I mean,
would
I
say you were the biggest defender.
said he was
That's why.
mediocre.
That's why.
The hell's this maniac doing?
Hey, I'll admit, I thought the Giants were going to make the playoffs this year.
You just wanted me to come in and talk to you. Well, yeah, you're just running. You just don't want to face the.
No, he has no.
We can't do half the show on the fucking Giants. We gotta.
I just
we gotta move
wanna
on.
say-
Giants
We
stink.
gotta move on.
Yeah, New York
They're
Central.
they're
Daniel
in
Jones.
contention for the number 1 pick in the draft.
Sure this is gonna go
100%.
good, so,
New York
yeah.
Central.
You
Let's
said
talk about the
Daniel Jones
Patriots.
Isn't the number one reason. He's probably 90% of the reason. And I just want to go back to Ev, who I think finally starting to see like, oh, maybe this guy we drafted 6 years ago isn't good.
I mean, I said it the day they drafted him.
I get it.
I did.
But
too.
I remember telling you, I don't know how many months ago, it's like, I do like Dable and Shane, but I do think Daniel Jones might get them fired this year. And now you're seeing it week 1.
Well, no, I raised quite a bit of questions this offseason seeing Shane on Hard Knocks. I was multiple times said he hated the Saquon thing, just kind of the way they operate, the way he operated in general. He might be gone because I think him and Dable are a package deal. You're not keeping one, losing one.
So,
If they
why
both
don't you
go, they
apologize to
both
me
go.
then?
About what?
1 week, Cooper Kupp is washed. He had 13 receptions for like 100 and something.
21 targets.
Apologize to me now. No, now, because that's what it is. 1 week.
Well, I didn't talk about Cooper Kupp for 6 months, but I will
was
definitely
washed.
say. I would definitely say.
Talking about the Falcons.
Okay, one
ahead.
thing at a time, Smitty. God, you're fucking really on one today, huh? You're everything going okay?
Well, I'm putting.
You want to talk about
No, Chris. I'm putting out how you
What's wrong?
treat other people, but when people say
right,
the
let's-
exact same things to you, you have a fucking conniption.
That's how you deflect.
What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Smitty. What's your problem? What's going on? Marty, you're absolutely right about Cooper Kupp so far, for sure. What's your problem? What's your fucking problem?
I don't have a problem.
No. You've been on me also. What's your fucking problem?
You've been coming at Marty, which is fair.
Yes.
When people come at
Because
you
we
for
talk
similar-
about Daniel Jones all the time on this show. I know you maybe aren't here for every show, but we talk about Daniel Jones a lot on this show.
There's more pot shots, which I mean,
It's not a pot shot. It's a fact.
okay. If you want to keep on coming on that, like you can.
It's not about coming on that. It's just like, what's your fucking problem?
I don't have a-
Since the show began, you've been throwing fucking daggers at me. So we can move on. to the
What
next show. What's your
daggers
fucking
have I thrown?
Everything you say, how you treat people and all this shit. What's your fucking problem?
Well, you were coming at Marty for being a little bit contradictory, but you were kind of piling on him. Marty knows. And when you have similar takes in other aspects of sports, but get very, very defensive, I would just like to point that out sometimes.
Point one out. What's an example?
The Atlanta Falcons right now.
Okay, let's
Pre-show,
talk
you
about-
had
let's
That
talk about Atlanta
transitions.
Falcons.
That probably
Talk-
transitions to
talk about-
losers. That probably transitions to losers. We'll get into winners and losers. Ev, who won the weekend?
I think it's the Lions, to be honest.
Okay.
I want to say that because I think the way they responded yesterday, obviously not Goff's best game, the 2 bad picks. In a Rams team that one thing I will say, I said I was down on their defense coming into the year. I was impressed with their defense. Obviously, it's hard to say that.
Yeah, you
the
could
last
throw the
last
ball
drives-
all over. You could
last
throw
two
the ball on
drives.
them all over.
But as a whole, through I'll say 85% of the game, I thought the defense played really well. I thought losing Donald would be like such a almost couldn't come back from it type loss. And they drafted well with Fisk, Verse, some of the guys they signed on defense. The defensive coordinator I thought had a good game plan for them. But just that drive in overtime to come back after losing the lead and tie the game, and then I don't know if I've ever seen a more fuck you drive than that overtime drive. They just said, we're just going to stick it in Montgomery's chest over and over and over until we score. I mean, he had that run down to the one. I was like, oh, the game's over. Like, the game's over.
Yeah.
There is, like, it's not going to take more than one play. They're going to give this ball to Montgomery. He's going to jam it right in their mouth. Game over.
It was surgical.
The
Like a
Lions,
whole drive.
and so much too, and that's why I give a ton. I just love Dan Campbell because I think they truly like embody the culture and just his personality like in this football team. It radiates through them, and I think the Lions are just again a real Super Bowl contender. Goff's got to clean it up a little bit because that'll hurt them against better teams. But I think the Rams are a legit playoff contender. And Stafford, I thought obviously he had the bad pick in the end zone, but I thought he played a good game.
It's hard to think there's
they
like
lose Puka early. They still played really well in the second half. I mean, just fed Cup over and over. Cup's unbelievable.
It's hard to think there's 7 teams better than the Rams in the NFC.
The NFC's gotten better.
know, man.
I do think the NFC's
What?
no. They might make the
Still
playoffs.
might be 7 teams better than them.
I don't have making the playoffs.
Okay.
And I think losing Puka, and then we saw that offensive line. Can Stafford stay upright all year?
I don't think anybody's coming out of the South now as a wild card.
I don't think so either.
We'll
I love
see.
the Rams.
Probably not, but yeah, the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams have.
They look good.
Rams are a
The Ram-
playoff until further notice. The Rams are still a playoff.
I
team.
liked the defense coming in. I knew the Donald loss, but just I think Verse is very, very good.
McLean played really
that
good. Byron
linebacker,
Young.
I can't remember his name, but he played a hell.
Byron Young, I think.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the Rams, and also Tyler Johnson. He was like one of Brady's guys in the Bucs when he was a
Yeah,
rookie. Like,
yeah.
I think he's someone that Stafford's going to be able to really unlock.
Yeah, he played well. He
Yeah.
played very well yesterday.
So the Puka loss, obviously, I don't know the severity of it, but the wide receivers that were out there was impressive.
Robinson in the slot was getting a lot of looks,
100%.
fantasy-wise before the year, and now definitely looking
Cooper
at
Kupp.
I wonder. Hopefully for Puka, it's not long term.
Can Cooper Kupp play 17? Can Cooper Kupp play 10 games? We haven't seen it.
I think let's say it's one
If
of
he
those.
can, then
it's
it's a
just
different-
like you'll. Yeah, it's,
And Aaron
it's
Rodgers.
just such like a
Aaron
wait and
Rodgers,
see.
that's
Like,
fair. We had this discussion last week on the show.
but
It
no,
is.
I mean,
It is just injuries.
Cup when he is on the field is an elite receiver, top 5, top 10 receiver when he's healthy on the field. In my opinion, like bar none.
He looked at yesterday for sure.
Because he's again. I know we talked about in the group chat last night. I think the game planning thing, they knew they're going to him every time. It doesn't matter. And like it hit his peak the last 5-6 years, we'll call it. I mean, that Super Bowl year, for example, they knew every fucking play every week. Like, this is the guy you got to stop, and they can't stop him. I think he's just that good of a route runner. He just gets open, the speed. He catches everything. I mean, that sideline catch he had was fucking ridiculous. The tipped, unbelievable throw, too, by Stafford. But that catch was so elite. He still is one of the elite players in the league.
Bosco, who's your winner of the weekend?
I'm going to go back to Friday. I'm going to give it to Saquon Barkley. Whether he wanted to leave or not, or, facts are facts, he ends up leaving, right? And he goes to a division rival. Like, how do you show out? Running in their face, three touchdowns. It's a long season, but he looks on top of the world right now. That offense looks great. He looks great. I'll give it to Saquon. 3 touchdowns in a debut is something to hang your hat on. So he looked great. I'll give him a winner.
3 more than the Giants.
Yeah, exactly. So he that's a winning spot. Marty's not here. I'll also give it to the Cowboys.
Did Marty give that, or are you giving
No,
Marty's
I'm
for
giving Marty's for him. I got 3 written down, so I might as well. Cowboys get Dak, not only get a big win against the Browns, and one of the only winners I gave out yesterday. That line didn't make sense to me. I thought the Cowboys were the better team. I didn't trust Watson, but you get Dak locked up now. Cowboys come out a winner, ready to roll now for this.
Browns look really bad.
Browns look really bad. You can put them in a loser category. We'll get to that, but
for sure.
But Cowboys have Dak. That's at least one question mark handled. They still got some other questions to handle, but it's a quarterback league. You want your quarterback locked up. Cowboys come out a winner. Now it's Super Bowl contender again for the Cowboys. So that's what you want. Clemmer, who was the winner?
My winner's the Steelers.
I have that written down. Defense
I
specifically.
did as well. They were the other
I
two
wrote down
I said.
defense specifically.
Super efficient. The other thing I like too is look at the standings. Ravens, Bengals, Browns all lose. So now we've been saying for months how tough that division is. It's the hardest division in football. And to have the Steelers now be only 1-0 team, to do it with a backup quarterback, yes, the best backup in the NFL, but still to do it with the guy that necessarily wasn't the ideal guy for them. They wanted Russ to play. That showed me a lot. And just, Tomlin's so good, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Tomlin and the defense.
And
Tomlin and that defense always show out.
And obviously we all like the Falcons. I still like the Falcons. But that matchup was a disaster for them. They exposed the Falcons. Like everything that could have gone wrong for the Falcons, the Steelers managed to fucking jab in there and get.
Can I just add to that game really, really quick? that was an out-coaching masterclass. One team looked super disciplined,
Yeah.
I know we were high on the Falcons.
Yeah.
And Smitty, when you were talking about why you're low on them, it's the exact hesitation that like I said, my one hesitation with them is coaching. And one team was clearly outclassed, out-disciplined, out-coached.
Kirk Cousins didn't look.
No, he didn't look good at all.
So that's the thing.
But
to worry
I have a
about.
stat on the Falcons I want to give. They were in pistol or shotgun for 96% of their snaps yesterday. They had 0 designed runs and no play action whatsoever.
That's good.
Makes you think about Kirk Cousins' Achilles. Is it 100%?
Predictable play calling too. Honestly, the one thing too that I thought that was the biggest story of that game was, I mean, TJ Watt almost like single-handedly won that game.
Yeah.
But the
I
Falcons,
mean, the way he, because I don't, the overall Falcons offensive line is pretty good. Like, that was a one-on-one matchup that they just absolutely abused. I mean, McGarry, feel bad, like a guy like that, you don't even hear his name unless you get abused that bad, like a right tackle. Yeah. But, I mean, TJ Watt, I mean, they just had nothing for him. And they even had one where I thought he might have jumped the snap, and they called it like an offsides, that he did like the trifecta. He had like the sack, strip, and recovery. And they called it back. So he even was more of a game breaker.
Triple crown.
Yeah, the Triple Crown. I mean, he was a game breaker. He was the reason the Steelers were able to not score a touchdown and win that game by 8 points.
Falcons.
They couldn't move the ball. He was a total game wrecker.
Their
And that was
offense
that,
looked
and
like
that was
shit.
one of the Falcons' strengths too that I thought going into this year was the offensive line.
And I still think it is, as crazy as that
100%.
sounds. I
100%.
really still feel that.
I mean, the Falcons with their offensive line, they finally got a quarterback. I mean, Bajan, Drake London had a game yesterday. Kyle Pitts finally caught passes for the first time in 3 years.
Scored a touchdown.
Things are really looking like up and up. The Falcons.
I still
Smitty, I know
I
you're
got
being-
excited.
I know
We
you're
picked a
being-
random
yeah,
team to get
say
excited
facts.
about.
Yeah,
facts.
I know that you're being like, if you're going to call Clemmer being a condescending
facetious.
asshole, I will call you equally being a condescending
Equally,
asshole.
If you're going to pick a team to get excited about, you see why the Falcons were the pick.
I still like the Falcons.
Yeah, if they didn't have Raheem Morris as head coach.
Why are you getting so like? It's week 1. Like even as a Patriots
Yes.
fan, he's like, I'm feeling so confident you'll get to 6 wins. Like the Patriots could rattle off 15
Yeah.
straight losses. Like it's week 1. It's week 1
Still
for
early.
everybody.
No, the Patriots was fun.
No, you
That
have
was
no
a fun
idea.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to dive into it. Playoffs.
No, I mean,
we should. No, we should talk about it. Like,
the obvious reason I'm like that against the Falcons because I'm 1 against 6 here.
Falcons' upcoming schedule, by the way, at Philly next Monday night.
Yeah, they're going to be 0-3.
When-
Then
And
the
they face
Chiefs.
the Chiefs in week 3
When?
Sunday night.
all right.
Won.
But then it
Still
eases
won.
up.
Yeah, they
It was.
get-
I think the funniest part about yesterday was I think that looking back, it's like obviously like the Steelers could have always beaten the Falcons, but when we were doing those dumbass schedules,
yeah.
like we Falcons,
Summertime, baby.
Falcons undefeated. Like, could they be the last team undefeated? No, no.
But yeah, it does ease up after that. But I just wanted to point out
Yeah,
their next 2 games not good.
No. Smitty, who won the weekend?
You took mine a little bit. Dak, like not even the Cowboys.
Yep.
Dak, highest paid NFL player in history, come out with the win. That's a win. We'll give him week 1 accolades because probably not going to last the playoffs, even though they guaranteed a Super Bowl win. Number 2 might be a little surprising. Chargers, specifically Harbaugh.
Yep.
It's a new game out there. Herbert might not throw for 2,000 yards, but it's night and day what they have out there now, or as far as football is concerned.
As an Ohio State fan, it was I was very happy to watch J.K. Dobbins play like that. Because at Ohio State, he was such an unbelievable player. Even as early, like that first year or two at Baltimore, he was unbelievable. He's had so many injuries. But, I mean, he's such a stud. It's funny because he was abusing Harbaugh, like, in his college days. So it was kind of a little, like, full circle effect. And now he's running for, like, $140.
Yeah, and they might not win.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's a special player. when
Yeah,
he's healthy.
he
He's
is.
a really, really good running back.
And the Chargers, they might not win the AFC West, but they will be in every single game, Chiefs included,
They were much better than I thought.
because of what they have going.
They
on.
did what they needed. They did what they needed. That was a very hard. And Joe Alt. I mean, he put Max Crosby in his back pocket. What a pick! I mean, he might be like the next like stalwart.
And
left tackle.
that's how you build franchises.
Foundation, offensive line. You can't be a good football team if you have bad offensive line. It just doesn't work like that.
And my third, it might not last, but the Bucks, specifically Baker Mayfield. Well, people don't have them to win the NFC South this year. It's still up for grabs, especially with the Saints and the Falcons, who everybody loves. Baker's he's a starting franchise quarterback right now.
I mean,
I don't see how you say anything differently.
we talked about a little this offseason. I'd said it quite a bit. I mean, how dumb do the Browns look right now?
Especially
They had him on their
shoving it in the
fucking
face of the
team.
Browns. Yep.
They could have paid him half the money they gave to fucking Watson.
Yep.
He had one shaky,
not traded the picks.
He had one shaky year where he was played with a torn labrum. He was in the AFC title game the year before.
Odell Beckham
threw
Jr.
him-
talks shit on him, and they fucking get him out.
He threw him in the fucking trash can, this guy. And now they're stuck with fucking scumbag human being, dog shit football player Deshaun Watson. And they still owe him all the money. People are already talking. Do they stick in Jameis? I don't know what they do. Do they put in Jameis? Like what do they
have
do?
They have a lot more problems.
I think they might. I agree. I think they would be better with Jameis. But does it even matter?
Yeah.
Does it even really matter?
That defense, I mean, talk about supposed to be one of the best defenses in the
Oh
league.
man.
And looking like
just
that,
didn't show
that's
up.
tough.
Yeah.
I think Bill
Other than
O'Brien.
Myles Garrett.
I think Bill O'Brien was Deshaun Watson's secret.
Maybe.
Bill
very
O'Brien
well
knows
could
how
have
to do he knows how to. I think he really knows how to dumb down an offense for quarterbacks like Deshaun. I think Deshaun in a complex NFL offense might not be able to.
He doesn't have that same athleticism though that he had. Like you can see, watch some Texans tape. Like he looks like a different person. Not just the way he just moves in the backfield. Like he can't run the way he used to, and I think that's a big problem. But you're probably right about the simplifying the reads and stuff, and being able to just throw it to DeAndre Hopkins didn't hurt. I'm sure.
Yeah, but I agree with that, and I'm not comparing anybody on the
Will
Browns.
Fuller at the time was good.
I'm not comparing anybody to DeAndre Hopkins that's on the Browns right now. But it's not like the Browns wide receiver room is a bunch of schlubs.
No.
No, they're not schlubs. But I'm saying the combo of he was way more athletic.
I agree.
Your point, I think is fair there, Brian. The offense being simpler at the time, all world receiver, maybe the best in the league at that time.
Yeah,
I think that can patch up a lot of holes potentially.
Smitty, who lost the weekend?
You got to start out with the Browns again. Poor city of Cleveland, man. Yes, I feel, poor fucking Cleveland. They get hope, and then this. It's really, really unfortunate for them.
Great fans too.
Yeah, maybe they turn it around, but maybe they don't. But obviously Cleveland, obviously Giants. But honestly, the Panthers win a game.
I took it 10-1. Team goes 0-17 this year.
That was
I jumped on after the game. I was like,
embarrassing. The Saints, yeah, they might be in the running for the NFC South, but that was embarrassing. You can't come out week one like that after last year with Bryce Young and I gotta show something, anything to give people hope, and they got nothing.
No, they
really don't.
They're atrocious. No, I mean they're going to be firmly in contention for the number one pick if they're in that spot. I'd have to imagine they move on from Bryce Young.
They beat last year. They got
Probably somebody in the division, if I had to guess. I feel like they beat the Saints.
That's
Off the
not-
top
I
of
think
my
they
head.
might have
I feel
won.
like
They
beat
won
the
a.
Saints.
Yeah, I mean, I think they won a couple of games.
I feel like they had to beat the Saints.
But I mean, no, that was true. That was abysmal.
that
I don't even know
weren't
the Saints are
NFL team.
good.
You know what? The
Saints
Saints,
good? The Panthers
might
that
not be.
bad. I don't know.
And I talked myself
Saints
off of
are
the
not
Saints
good.
because we don't like the Saints, but the Saints were an obvious choice in
Survivor.
win and move on type things. Yeah, it's
They beat the Texans and Falcons last year.
I think Saints are. That was
Texans,
one of my sneaky good teams coming into the year, and that's a Falcons guy. Maybe I'm just an NFC South guy.
maybe. So and that division's still up for fucking grabs.
I also think that I just with the Panthers, I do want to say this again because I talk about week one overreactions. Kind of reminds me. I know it wasn't week one last year, but the Broncos game when the Dolphins absolutely poured it on them.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos weren't good last year, but
Broncos
slowly came back a little bit.
Came back to life.
Yeah.
Came back to life.
So I'm not completely counting out the
Yeah.
Panthers, but that was as bad as it gets.
Who lost the weekend for you, Clemmer?
I have two. First off, we got to talk Bengals Patriots a little bit. So I'm definitely nervous about that too. I thought there was no chance in hell the Bengals lose that game. They did. I think it's a situation where everything went right for the Patriots, everything went wrong for the Bengals, and some of that was because the Patriots were just really smart. All their plays were short. They never went outside themselves. The defense is super frisky. They made all the right moves. I don't know if that means that Mayo's a future great coach. If he's a great coach right now, I don't know. The Bengals, everything that could have went wrong there, that goofy fumble going in the end zone, it was just kind of a disaster of errors. I don't think the Bengals are that bad. I don't think the Patriots are that good. But Dukes, I gotta say right now,
Brissett's the perfect quarterback for you guys right now.
right now, I'm looking about as wrong as you can look, which is scary to me.
I don't know what the Patriots' record will be. It's week one. We don't celebrate week one wins over here. But I will say that's exactly the formula how the Patriots are going to win. Our defense isn't just frisky. Our defense is good. Our secondary is, I believe, one of the best in the league. And my loser of the weekend is Jamar Chase. Christian Gonzalez said, "I'm not letting him get a new contract on me." What was it? 3 receptions, 14 yards.
Yeah.
Well, he said that after.
Well, yeah,
right?
they were down T. Higgins.
Yeah.
But I thought Joe Burrow was like top 3 certified in the league, and
I mean, guy, he does he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Well, that's my loser to off of that
Slow
too.
start.
Since he's slow, what is
both your
Cincy's
receivers?
he gets half the season to get going every
what
year.
is
That's a sign of a
what
top
is
3
Cincy's
quarterback.
record in September?
One
The
and
last
four.
I would say
Josh Allen
first
took
3
him out
games.
last year.
what?
It's 1-4 now, I think. But
1-4.
I know it was 1-3 going into the yesterday.
That's what the stat I saw. They start slow.
Yeah, they do.
They let the Chiefs get it. Like when you talk about big picture for the Bengals, you're competing for you want the AFC Championship in your building. You don't want to have to go through Baltimore. You don't maybe want the Jets to go on the road if you're a wild card team. You have to play the Jets. The AFC, Herbert now, Stroud, probably some guys I'm forgetting. Lamar. There's a million other guys. Josh Allen. The AFC is loaded. You're competing on a big picture where every game matters for you to get that home field. You start out slow and you put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Even the Colts and Steelers aren't.
Cincinnati's in trouble starting slow like that.
No, but I don't think that he's literally like the guys you named in the playoffs. He's went on the road and beaten like all those guys.
All right.
Yeah, playoffs.
He beat Josh Allen in the playoffs on the road. He beat. He's the only one that's beat Mahomes.
Yeah, we're saying he
4-1
starts
against-
What's
slow.
easier though?
But I'm saying,
what's
you're
easier
being
to do?
condescending, like, oh, he needs half the season. It's like the first 2 games.
He's 4-1 against Mahomes and Allen.
That's what I'm saying. Like the guy, he's the only guy that's went.
But
and
he's
done it.
also like, I saw something like
He starts
0-5
he-
versus
bad
Baker
September.
and
That's a good
yeah,
stat.
yeah, he's
And
1
also this one-
against Baker and Brissett.
Yeah, not good Septembers, but yeah,
Right.
the Browns too. The Browns have their number.
Can I
But-
take a victory lap for giving out a plus 500 winner on Friday?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow under 186.5 passing yards plus 500.
Yep.
Troll of the week hit.
Yeah.
That's a good play, Meek. No, I think you guys both in that room should be very happy right now.
I'm
Like
happy.
you guys both looked very smart
It's
yesterday.
sick. I can talk myself into the playoffs today.
I'm
That's
happy.
That's a good Monday.
I didn't take Bengals and Survivor because I just had a feeling of that game. I took the Dolphins and I sweated it out with Frank.
And this is my last thing on the pages. I wanted to shout out the offensive line. That was my biggest worry coming to the year, and they kind of fucking dominated. No sacks yesterday. Let Ramondre run for like over 100, which was sick.
Are you worried Brissett won't make it through the year? He looked a little banged up yesterday. Like he's not the youngest guy in the
He
world.
won't win you a game. I mean,
Well,
he won't win you a game, but he's serviceable as fuck.
I think he'll stay healthy though. is what I'm
If
saying.
he gets through this, after he gets through this gauntlet of the first like 4 or 5 games, then it's gonna be Drake May time.
So there's no way the Dolphins should have won that game.
They should.
Oh.
Blew it.
It was the ETN fumble in
Dolphins-
the end zone. That was the game.
Dolphins might have issues this year.
They do it. They're just the Dolphins are a good, not great team.
Do you? Yeah. I mean, we can.
They were very fortunate to beat a Jaguars team. I think is like also like good, not great.
Would everybody put? I think we threw out the idea of like each week crossing off a team who can't win the Super Bowl, and it's very obvious. Like you could do the Panthers week 1, but is everybody on board to put a line in the sand and say Dolphins?
Yes.
Easily.
I'm very confident in saying the
Dolphins
can't
are
win the
not
Super Bowl.
going to win the Super Bowl.
Like I think that's where you
Win the
get.
Super Bowl. We'll talk about get to the Super Bowl. Going on the road in the AFC.
That's where you get.
Oh,
That's where you get brownie points. Like with this, like we could obviously say the Panthers and we could say the Giants. Like cross them off the list. But I think you put your nuts on the table. I'd say the Dolphins can't win the Super Bowl.
No, I'm right there with you.
Agreed.
I don't think they made the fucking playoffs.
You're
I
hesitant.
don't think they are either.
You think they can?
No, win a Super Bowl. You're right. You go through Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow. Like look at C.J. Stroud.
And they're going to have to do it on the road.
Richardson in a pesky game. Like there's
Miami
a
on the
million.
road. Yeah,
Jacoby Brissett.
I guess.
Sean Watson, if he ever gets it together.
So we're burying
Arnie Minshew, if they figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh Jobs when he comes in.
putting 3 teams in the ground today. Then
No, I just off of his point, I would put Miami in. Yeah, Miami, the Panthers, and the Giants. I think
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
pretty safe. We'll play
Yeah.
it safe with 2, and then we'll put on line.
I'm okay with that.
And we get old takes
All
exposed.
right, so we're all saying Dolphins cannot win the Super Bowl.
No.
I'm strong with that.
0%.
I'm in because that's so funny. Cut it there because I like how you said the Dolphins, which is the AFC East team. Who'd you say? The Giants,
Giants.
Panthers,
Giants,
Dolphins. No Patriots. Someone is gonna freak out.
No, they're 1-0.
Hey, you can't.
Right?
They're one. Like you
They beat
can't.
the Super Bowl contender.
Right now, they're 1-0.
Dolphins are 1-0 too, though.
Way to fucking.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can't. I mean,
Is what it is.
people at home would think the same thing.
Exactly. Who lost the weekend? Ed?
The Raiders did, and I would say specifically Antonio Pierce. And as a Giants fan, I fucking love Antonio Pierce. I would die for Antonio Pierce. The chicken shit that
Yep. That's just not in his
Listen,
playbook.
there was 2, but one specific. I forget how much time was left the first time. It was
7 minutes left.
they kicked the field goal when they were down 9, 4th and 1 on I believe inside the Chargers 30. That one I can stomach a little bit more. I understand you're down 9, make it a 1-score game. I think they should have went for it, but I can be like, all right, I understand. You want to make it a 1-score game. Your defense has played like relatively well up to this point. I get it. Second time, 4th and 1 on the Chargers, like 40, 45.
That's the one I'm talking about.
He punts on 4th and 1. 7.5 minutes left.
Yeah, you can't.
I was shocked, truly shocked. And a guy who like had his whole thing was like this toughness and this Raider.
Yeah, he won over the fucking locker room.
He won over the locker room. I mean, you went to having no faith in his team. You could say, oh, he had faith in his defense. He shouldn't have.
And stuff like that. That's the shit. That's
no. That's kind of shit where your team is your team is like you're looking at your offense is like, hey, you don't trust to get 1 fucking yard. We're down 6 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're in plus territory, and we're gonna punt the fucking ball. That was one of the most chicken shit calls I've ever seen on an NFL game. I'm ashamed at Antonio Pierce today. They're the losers because they might win the game. Like they at times they moved the ball. I mean, it was just they had a bad Zamir White had the bad fumble. But yeah, I mean they're the losers because I really think they could have won that game. And again, we talked about before getting out coached. That was they got out coached.
Oh, by
Jim
far.
Harbaugh out coached the shit out of Antonio Pierce
coach.
in that game, and
Clinic.
that's why they won.
He's a good
That's why
coach.
the Raiders lost. So yeah,
Good coach.
the Raiders and Antonio Pierce were big losers in my opinion.
As an Ohio State guy, I wanted to ask you this. Did you see after the game yesterday, Harbaugh obviously carried on the, who's got it better than us? Nobody. I was wondering, you think J.K. Dobbins says nobody?
No, I think he's quiet.
That's what I was thinking, too.
But you see, Dobbins got to feel differently because Dobbins just beat Dobbins ran for 200 yards on them.
He thinks that's a little cute little tradition.
Dobbins
he was there when they
time-
were still dominating.
Dobbins' times at Ohio State, he was beating the shit out of Michigan. So I feel like there's less
Yeah, okay.
that you don't feel that same anger
you
when
see my
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But from Dobbins, I'm sure he doesn't feel as obviously hates Michigan, but I don't think he feels quite that same
when
level
he kicked the shit out of them.
animosity. Yeah, he just
He was laughing at them.
the one that Fields was in. The one where he had the crazy run where he literally jumped at the goal line, dunked on the defender. That was one of my favorite plays in Ohio State history. He ran for 200 that game. He went nuts.
Isn't it crazy how a coach can change an entire culture like that? I know it's kind of cliche to some extent, but I felt like I was watching a whole different Chargers team. I felt like I was watching a whole an expansion franchise. They were so well run for the first time that I can remember the Chargers. Even going back to the Schottenheimer era, they weren't well. It was a well-run machine doing everything exactly right.
McConkey looked good too.
It was really impressive. I walked away with, and I was kind of kicking myself oh man, I should have respected this guy more. I was I should, I felt kind of bad for shitting on the Chargers like we had been the last couple weeks. That's on me, man.
I think you're gonna see Herbert's stats take a dip, but I think the Chargers are gonna win some games. And
I think so too.
Chargers are
They're gonna
another.
dip
That's
this
going to
year,
be difficult to deal with Marty. But yeah, the Chargers are a pesky team too.
Once they get some receivers and get the offensive line cooking, then Harbaugh will trust them more. I mean, people forget Kaepernick made a Super Bowl under.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not going to get crazy, but the Chiefs are human. We've seen that happen. Don't expect the Chiefs not to lose a couple of games and the Chargers be sitting around that division. That's all.
They used to have close games.
Who are you?
They beat them last year.
Chargers
beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
but the
think it's
Chiefs
lost
will lose a stupid game that they're not supposed to. The Chiefs could lose 2 in a row. That's just what they do. They're human.
I think the Chargers are.
I think the Chargers. If
think
the Chargers sneak in the playoffs, it would not surprise me.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
whatsoever.
AFC's
Are they going to win the
crowded,
Super
though.
Bowl? Probably not.
AFC's
But
crowded.
But to me, they're a team that they I think they could be solid this year, but I think you'll see Herbert's stats dip this year, but you'll see them come back over the next few years once they get the receiving. Like I said, I thought McConkey looked good.
Yes.
Joe Alt looked incredible.
McConkey had that crazy move right before he hit the end zone. I was
he is he should be the poster child for deceptive athleticism, classic white guy. But he runs a 4.3. He's unbelievably fast and athletic.
Game tonight, Monday Night Football.
Let's go.
Jets
Hold on. Sorry, I wanted you guys to touch on this really quick.
Sure.
Titans, Bears.
Titans.
Yo,
Bears.
please, yes,
and
please.
I
Yes,
thought
thank
somebody
you,
was
thank
gonna. Yeah.
They were my other loser.
There's one part of it. I'm gonna pull up the stat. Titans obviously have 17-0 don't cover.
I saw the stat.
I had Titans. It was one of the most
Titans as
disgusting.
well.
One of the most disgusting things I've ever.
I saw the stat. Please, it's gross.
Bears didn't score an offensive touchdown
Yeah, did
either.
you guys
correct?
want to talk about Caleb Williams at all?
Yeah, well, Caleb Williams looked like shit. It's crazy. They didn't score an offensive touchdown. They won that game. Duke's about to pull up the stat. Yeah, they were up 17. It was like one of the first times like ever that a 4-point or more dog was up 17-0.
It couldn't win
and didn't cover. Like ever.
Since 2019, it's at 66-1-1 against the spread, and the one that lost was the Texans in that game versus the Chiefs, where they went up like 21-0
in the playoffs.
But at the same time, that's
yeah.
Mahomes coming back. That's nothing to
And they were up 21-0 in the first quarter.
I was going to say it also was the first half.
In the first quarter too.
I was going to say it was the first half. Like the Titans were up 2 touchdowns in the second half. And also,
as someone who's on the Bears, I love this.
It was so gross.
Titans led the game 17-0, lost 24-7, failing to cover the spread. Dogs of 4+. Oh my God, 66-1-1.
One of the worst beats of basically like the worst beat of the last like 5 years.
I think it's the worst beat in the last 5 years. Not one of.
Probably.
I think it's the worst.
It might be. In the NFL, it might be.
They kicked the shit basically out of Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he didn't throw for 100 yards. He threw for under 100 yards. And I need to say this. It was very ironic because I flew back from Michigan Saturday like nightish, like 4 or 5 o'clock, and on the way back, listened to Pete Prisco is on PMT. I like Pete Prisco in general, his NFL takes and stuff. And he was so funny. He gave this thing about how that he thought Will Levis was going to become like a superstar this year. It was very ironic to listen to that, and then in 12 hours later or whatever, 18 hours later, that second half, the strip sack fumble, the pick six he threw.
Horrible.
It's one of the most inexcusable, just atrocious throws I've ever. He tried to like shovel pass it. I mean, what the fuck is he doing? I mean, that was awful. That was the guy where when I had said coming out of the draft that I thought he was should barely not even be an NFL quarterback. He looked like it in that second half. He was fucking awful, and he's shown flashes last year. But I mean, that was his second half was one of the worst I've ever seen from a quarterback. And I watched Daniel Jones play yesterday. Yep. I mean, he was bad.
The last thing,
really bad.
I know you're not a Belichick guy, Clemmer, but Belichick said, did you guys see that clip? Belichick was talking about Caleb Williams.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to say this. In the last 3 years that we've been doing this show, maybe 4, Ev, you have had said that multiple Giants quarterback performances are the worst that you've ever seen. And I think all of them are kind of accurate.
I think I was right every time.
So Daniel Jones, Fromm.
Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm is the worst quarterback to ever put on a uniform in the NFL.
And was there another one?
Glennon was awful.
It's a shame.
No, but Fromm made me realize how bad. How did I say this?
Fromm made you realize how.
Fromm made me realize how Glennon's it can get worse. I thought after Glennon it couldn't get worse, and I saw Jake Fromm. And I was oh my god, there's another level unlocked of bad.
They couldn't even throw the ball with Fromm.
They could barely throw a forward pass.
I don't think I've ever seen that outside of high school.
I've said this 100 times in the show. On 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9 from their own 5, they were doing QB sneaks to punt because they thought it was more likely.
That was DeVito, but
they thought it was more likely.
DeVito was bad too.
They thought it was more likely he'd throw a pick six than pick up.
They wouldn't let DeVito throw the ball.
Against the Jets.
That was crazy.
And also, not to go into the Giants, we need to start DeVito or somebody now because Jalen Jones is going to fake an injury and get his contract guaranteed if he gets.
Oh no!
I was talking about.
Daniel Jones.
He has an injury. We won't get into it, but I'm just saying we need to start someone else ASAP so he doesn't just steal more money from us than he already has.
Yeah. All right, game tonight. Clemmer, what are you feeling?
I have nervous optimism. I felt very different than I did last year at this time. So last year at this time, I woke up, I was very excited. I couldn't even I felt like I was jumping out of my skin. I was so excited. This time, I feel more weary. All right, let's see how it goes. I think Brock Purdy's, you can take stock in this or not, it's fine, has had a horrible training camp. He's had a horrible in practice. He's looked bad in games. He's looked really bad. But it's preseason. Who cares? So I don't know if that really matters. I don't know. I'm excited about the Jets. I'm on the Jets tonight. But I'm nervously optimistic. I will say this though: Jets might lose today. They're gonna win the next 5 after this. The schedule is very easy. In fact, we have those shitty Titans up next.
Titans didn't look exactly so shitty, but
they look pretty shitty.
What would you play, Clemmer, tonight?
Yeah, I have a few. I'm on my favorite play of the day is Aaron Rodgers over 2.5 rushing yards. That's obviously the Achilles is a real thing, but that's one rush for him. So I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm on Brock Purdy over interceptions, over half an interception is plus money, plus 105. And then I like Breece Hall to get a touchdown.
I like the Breece Hall play. I think the offense is going to run through Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Not only today, this season.
I took a shot with McCaffrey.
I think you're right.
Rodgers, I still think is a very good player. Breece Hall fully healthy. I don't know if people understand how good he is. Because this rookie year, he was coming off the injury. Then kind of last year he was too. In the second half, he was incredible. I think like a full training camp, like fully healthy offseason. Now like over a year and a half, almost 2 years removed from the initial injury.
Everybody should go and look at Breece Hall's game logs and his stats. There are multiple 5, 6, 7 rushes for 120, 130 yards and multiple touchdowns.
He can run between the tackles. He's a home run hitter.
It's going to be very exciting to see him as the primary back.
He can catch at the backfield. He's a complete running back. Yeah, I bet him to score a touchdown today. I bet him over 20.5 receiving yards. I think they love throwing him passes, get him in the screen game, the bubbles and all that.
I think it's plus 110 to get a touchdown too. So
I think I got 120.
Oh, all right.
Great. But I got him over, and I'm on the Jets in the under as well.
I do think it's gonna be ugly under.
I think I like the under. They both the Niners like one of the slowest teams tempo wise in the NFL. Jets with Rodgers historically, just his offenses they operate slow tempo wise. I'd imagine it's going to be the same style of play here. Even just the way their team is built, like good defense. You want to make, if you're the Jets, you want to make this game a rock fight. I think they both go slow tempo, so I like the under. I think points are going to be hard to come by. I like Kittle to score as well.
I took a shot with McCaffrey, 2 touchdowns plus 330.
Is he 100% going to play?
Yes.
If he is, they're giving him the ball on the goal line.
I think so, right? Like he's
think he
questionable.
should.
But,
I mean,
we haven't heard anything today.
He'll be fine.
Right?
Yeah.
He'll be fine. What are you playing, Smitty?
I am all over the under. I agree with that. I think it's going to be slow. I think maybe not nerves, but I just think the defenses on both sides of the ball are way too good, as well as questions, at least personally, I have with Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he had the injury last year. People forget that 2 years ago, Aaron Rodgers did not have that great of an NFL season with the Packers. And he had no real help. No real help, but he was 8-9 the season before. He had Devontae Adams. They were 13-4. Aaron Rodgers did not look like the same quarterback 2 years ago as he did 3 years ago. And last year, we all saw what happens. Is he going to make a comeback? I hope so. I'm rooting for him, but I'm not betting.
He didn't have a lot of weapons though. 2 years, like the Green Bay season referencing, he didn't.
It was
have
all rookie receivers.
Yeah.
It was all rookie receivers.
I think that matters.
That was the Watson Dobbs. They drafted both of them.
8-9, down from 13-4.
Yeah.
He lost to Devontae Adams. Those are just facts. And you put a late 30s quarterback on a new roster, and he injures his Achilles. You also what happened to Kirk Cousins yesterday. Not saying that's related. Not saying
He's
that's
4 years older
related
than
at all.
Cousins too.
So we'll
I was
see.
worried.
So I am going with the under for sure, 43.5. I'm also going with the interception from both quarterbacks, Brock Purdy and Aaron Rodgers. And I am also putting a troll bet. Thank you very much, Meek. Aaron Rodgers under 170.5 yards in the air for plus 475. And my favorite play of the day is Aaron Rodgers under 2.5 yards rushing, because how's he going to move? How's he going to move? I just don't see it. Under 2.5 yards rushing, that's my favorite play of the day.
So you don't think Garrett Wilson, you don't think the offensive weapons he has is going to be enough to carry him to 190 yards passing?
I didn't say that. I said it was a troll play of the day. It was 170. He should do it because it's plus 470. Okay. I just think
Niners have a good defense.
I just think it's a fair bet. But my favorite play of the day is Aaron Rodgers under 2.5 yards.
Why is that your favorite play? Just
because he's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles injury, and he's not going to be scrambling that much. Okay. And if he does, if he survives to the line of scrimmage, I don't think he's going to get 2.5 yards. That's my play of the day.
I'll tell.
Dukes, you had some bad beat voicemails. You want to play one of them?
Yes. Actually, no. I'm going to play like 4 of them.
Oh, yes.
4 of them?
Because there's one that's really good that deserves shine.
Okay.
And then our friend Moisty Turtle
Moisty
had a bad weekend.
Oh,
and,
no.
and all 3, it gets funnier and funnier. And you'll see it throughout.
All right.
Let me pull this up really quick.
I didn't think there were that many brutal beats.
Yeah,
Well, it depends.
Arkansas was pretty bad.
Player props. Yeah, college football.
Yeah,
there
it's
were
a
some
good
bad
point.
ones. Well, Arkansas was weird. We even talked because we had a for like our bets, like our unnecessary roughness parlay hit that was like 16-1. College football show parlay that hit that was like about the same. So we killed. That's why it was one of those, like, my record was like not spectacular this weekend, but I did great like money wise because I hit both of those. But on our graphic, it had Arkansas plus 7.5. They lose by 8 in overtime. Gross.
Yep.
In double OT. But it must have been 7.5 for like 2 seconds because I took it the Saturday morning. It was 10, and it was 8 and above like pretty much the whole week. So
Yeah.
it was weird like on the graphics. But some people I guess did take 7.5, which that is a like horrific beat. Also, if you had the under in that game,
Oh yeah.
brutal beat. I had the over, so it was awesome. But if you had the under there, that was a disgusting loss.
Shout out Brad too. Another win.
Yeah, Oregon easy. Oregon State.
I was watching that. It was so nice watching it on the.
Yeah, I was watching.
Am I allowed to be on that? Am I allowed to talk to him Thursday?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I really
It was a
don't know.
note like they were up 21-0.
It was
like,
awesome.
I mean, San Diego State couldn't even move the ball. It was no sweater.
Yeah.
I was watching that while we were like recording our live recap.
We might force you to break up with him.
All right.
Like erase his number from your phone and just he might be ours now.
Brad, legend. Shout out
Bosco,
Brad.
learn about Matt Sluka, by the way. UNLV quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over.
No, he scored 75 again against Utah Tech this week.
Holy Cross guy. I brought him up on the show last year. Some people mocked me
Yeah.
for talking Holy
Sluka?
Cross football.
Yeah, no,
Sluka
he's good.
Doncic.
He's good.
Is that what Liam Blutman calls him?
Yeah, that's what he
That's
called
a
him.
great
On Unnecessary
nickname.
Roughness, he called him Sluka Doncic.
He's my.
Which is a good name.
I
Great
fucking
name.
love Sluka.
Yeah.
But here's the voicemail.
All
This
right,
is
run
very
through
funny.
him.
Under 54.5, Ohio State, Western Michigan. Ohio State, 4th and 1, up 49-0 on their own 45. Ryan Day, the spineless, gutless coward, decides to not only go for it, but throw the ball down the field. Touchdown, Ohio State. Ryan Day is forever on my shit list. You're spineless. You're gutless. I hope you step on a Lego every day for the rest of your life. You piece of shit.
What did he say he hopes he does?
He steps on a
Lego.
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 I appreciate his like even in the heat of passion, like being like basically. I hope you're like your mother dies. Like he goes,
Yeah,
step
stepping on a Lego.
I hope you're
is weird.
mildly irritated every day.
Did anybody see the? You see the?
That's safe. It's good.
You see the
That's how you
Fanta
should
video?
react.
You see the Fanta
Yeah,
video?
it's a Browns
That sounded like
video.
Fanta.
Yeah,
Fanta.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm ticked off.
I'm ticked off at this team.
Fanta.
Yeah, I didn't.
Fanta in the wild is
With
something.
these Ohio State games, like I have these like shitty teams that have these big spreads. I usually just kind of don't bet it just so I can like watch as a fan, like take everything in. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That was tough. It was the second he started saying it, I was like, holy shit, he's right.
Yeah.
We put in Julian Sane, who is going to be like, he's like the next, like the guy next year. And he threw a touchdown, like threw like an out route to I think it was a tight end, like a freshman tight end, Bennett Christian, just like there was just no one there. And just took it to the house.
You look downright gleeful on Saturday, I gotta say.
Oh, Saturday was, I mean,
That game wasn't even.
I mean, just
we'll touch on college tomorrow.
yeah, great. I mean, just the show was
There's a lot
awesome.
to touch on college.
We might have a guest tomorrow too. We'll see.
The show was awesome. I mean, Michigan gets absolutely shit pumped. That was incredible. And I will say Texas looks really fucking good.
They do look good.
I already said Ewers might be the next Giants quarterback, and I'm not mad about it. And I also hate Notre Dame. I mean, they lose to NIU. Just
We'll touch on it.
incredible. 28-point favorites. They lose at home to a MAC school. What an embarrassment after everyone was jerking them off.
Yep.
If they go to A&M win. Because to me now, I don't even care if they go 11-1. You cannot put a team in the playoff that lost home to NIU. You can't do it.
I disagree.
You can to NIU, Bosco, to Northern Illinois. That team cannot go in the playoff. They can't. They can't.
All right, so
in
what
my
would their
opinion,
wins
they
be?
cannot.
Who are their wins going to be?
USC and Florida State. No, they have one. It would be one. USC would be a good win.
Depends what Texas A&M does. Depends what Texas A&M does.
I mean, I don't think it
We'll
matters.
touch on it with Brad. We'll touch on it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but I'm
but
like I
think they're still
I'm actually
alive.
Curious. I won't be here on Thursday. I would curious to ask Brad the question. I'm a DM it to him actually. I'm just curious because we talked about it a little bit on Unnecessary Roughness. It was kind of like split.
Yeah.
I just think you can't like a team that lost to NIU. You cannot.
Well, the problem is Notre Dame plays a weak schedule too. They still play the
That's my
Service
point.
Academy.
That's
like,
my
they'll
point.
Play,
Like, they're
who are they playing this year?
If they run the table with the way it looks right now, their only good win would be USC.
Okay.
And we'll see how USC.
Right, yeah,
looks.
we'll see what USC
USC
does.
looks like. Listen, they beat LSU already. They have like a good win in their back pocket. They go to Michigan, I think, in 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
And A&M could turn into a bad win.
Yeah, if A&M doesn't
Yeah.
shake
That
out
was
well.
in Notre Dame too. That was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched some of the games.
Dude, Notre Dame
28.5 point. And
biggest
and, hold on,
fraud,
and
the
this
biggest fraud ever is Notre Dame Stadium being this big, like, you can't go in there and win. Everybody goes in
church.
there and wins.
and this needs to be said too, because I'd imagine most people didn't watch the game. This wasn't some fluke. They got outgained by 100 yards.
Riley
Riley Leonard's
sucks.
not good.
This was
Yeah.
not a
Not
fluke.
good.
This was not, it was like a crazy
yeah.
fumble, and they like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a bunch of college football plays didn't happen. They got fucking beat head up.
Riley
That's what
Leonard
happened.
straight up is
He's not good.
NIU was better that day, period.
Not good.
Period. They dominated the game, outgained it by 100 yards. They went into South Bend and they won, period.
Run the.
I think he might be one of the worst Power 5 quarterbacks right now.
He's not good.
I was high on him a few years ago, too. At Duke, he was really good. I don't know, yeah.
Run the.
That interception sucked.
run the other
This is
ones.
a 3-part story, so this
All
is
right.
going to be about 3 minutes.
All right, perfect.
It's very funny, though.
We'll end on that. It's
It's a
perfect.
trilogy.
Hey, fellas. This is Moisty Turtle calling preemptively because I've been sitting here wasting my fucking life watching Oklahoma State because they're the second leg in my monster money line parlay that I do every Saturday. Yes. And holy shit, I regret it. I mean, these guys, Mike Gundy, what the fuck are you smoking, dude? You're not going to take a timeout to ice the kicker with 2 seconds left after you came back from down 2 fucking touchdowns? I mean, holy fucking shit. Like, I just don't have any idea why this team has Ollie Gordon. These guys do not deserve to even be in the fucking game. Arkansas is so bad they're letting them come back.
Right.
I cannot believe I need these people to win for money. This shit is so fucking crazy. The kicker just fucking iced it. We're going to overtime. Hopefully, these fellas win and make me my $320. But if they fucking don't win, I honestly couldn't care less because they don't fucking deserve it at all. Fuck Oklahoma State. Fuck Mike Gundy. Ollie Gordon, you're a good player, but man, get a new offensive line because they fucking suck.
There's just something so special about the preemptive.
Yep.
Bad beat.
And also,
It did look
not
dead.
even over
It was
yet.
dead.
he's right. Arkansas did everything they possibly could to lose that game. They should have won that game by 3 touchdowns. They were up big early. They should
Hey,
have
fellas.
dominated.
About 10:30 here on Saturday night, calling back. Oklahoma State ended up winning. I won $250, made what I deposited for the day, but getting out in front of it as a Notre Dame fan, we fucking suck, and we're going to be losers forever. I've never seen a team more gutless and pathetic than Notre Dame. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Every fucking year, they fucking lose to someone fucking horrible. We lost to Louisville last year. We possibly should have beat Ohio State last year. I mean, this team is never going to do shit. I don't know if it's Marcus Freeman. I don't know what it is. I hate that I have to cheer for this team because I was born into it. I never went to school there. OU Bobby's got it done. Fuck! I hate being a Notre Dame fan so fucking much. I didn't even fucking think I had to watch the fucking game today because they're fucking 28-point favorites. It makes me so upset.
To call
that
it 10:30
people
at
that
night, he was already
represent
over
this
it.
fan base
Like he got
just
through it and then
make
remembered.
it seem like
It's a second wave.
we're good. We're not.
wave.
We're
He
losers.
thought about it.
It
Right.
sucks. I hate it.
He forgot about the fact that they lost and then remembered it when you call it 10:30.
That's
The
arguably
game
what-
ended
that's
at
what that is.
7.
But that's almost second
yeah,
wave's
game
worse
ended
because
at
then you realize how bad it is. Like, holy shit, they were a 28-point favorite.
He took 3.5 hours to breathe on it, and this is where he was at.
And this is the last part of the trilogy.
Hey, fellas. This is probably the worst weekend of football I have ever had, being a Notre Dame fan and a Bengals fan. I am just going to say this right now. If you're listening on Monday, I will not be listening to Pick Central, part of my take or anything else until Tuesday or Wednesday. How the fuck do the Bengals lose to the Patriots outright? I understand not covering, but, dude, you're losing to a 5-6 win team at most. We just gave them a win. Like, Clemmer's bet is fucked now. We just gave the Patriots a
Not wrong.
fucking win. This is going to be a long year. My Bengals cash out is at $130 instead of $200 like it was before the game for them to
Oh
win
yeah,
the
he's
Super Bowl.
got like a
For
the
$10
Bengals in the
for
last
$7,000, and then the MVP bet I have with Joe Burrow that was at $170 cash out is now at unavailable. So love to see that. I fucking hate football.
I love that. I felt that so many times. Like when you have such a bad, like your teams are so bad, you're like, I can't watch any sports programming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least Monday.
Is that not so funny though?
That's
that
a good one.
That he called in Saturday. Like I thought it was so funny. The preemptive, and then he calls back being like, "Hey, it hit." but Notre Dame lost. Like, this fucking blows. And then to call back on Sunday to be like, this is the worst weekend of my
The
life.
Bengals lost his 8-point favorite.
That's a good point. That was a good call.
Oh, man.
I thought he was going to have all 3 calls during Oklahoma State because that was a wave of emotion.
No, I thought
Yeah.
the wave of calling at
Yep.
like Saturday midday, Saturday night, and then Sunday, like
Sunday
that being a Notre Dame and Bengals fan, and you lost to a MAC team and a
Yep.
team that still probably could like
Get
be
the
like
number 1 pick.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
I like that idea so much, and it's so good when it's done right. We might have to reach out to somebody and figure out like if we can reward like a bad beat call of the week, like give them their bet back or something.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully, there's something we can do about
Yeah,
it.
that was a good wave. All right, that is.
I have one pick I
Sure.
want to give out. Kyle Juszczyk plus 1,400 score a touchdown.
I'm also on the Twins' first 5 innings. Reed Detmer's been terrible this year, and I like Festa.
All right.
Guardians Rockies over 8.5.
Oh, I love that.
I'm
juicy
staying away
pick.
from baseball now, but you got anything, Ev?
Yeah, just get my football. Yeah, just Jets +4, under 43.5. Brees Hall touchdown +120. Kittle touchdown.
So are we all on Brees
And,
Hall?
Brees Hall over
will
20.5.
be at the stream?
Brees Hall over 28.5 receiving yards.
And that Aaron Rodgers is 100 on DraftKings, 100 plus 475, under 173.5 yards.
I don't know if I
give that
can
one.
on DraftKings. I don't know if it's like I'm gonna check if it's on there. I have a plum play that there's gonna be a pick 6 tonight or a defensive touchdown.
I don't
Either
hate
side.
that.
Rico,
Either
are
side.
you on Brees Hall to get a touchdown?
I'm not, but I'll.
We all went on together. We kind of fun. For
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll throw it in there.
I'll do it.
You're in?
I'll do Brees Hall. Bill Belichick spoke very highly of him.
Let's
Who's
go.
Jets' backup running back?
Braylon Allen.
Yes.
All right, what's his odds to score a touchdown?
I think I like that better. I think I like that better now.
The Jets would fuck their guy like that, but
Hasn't Braylon hasn't he been getting a lot of shine out of camp? Like a lot of people are high on him.
They like him.
They like him. He's young. He's not a receiving threat at all, really.
all right, I got Brees Hall for you guys. So
All right, let's go. It's fun.
everybody's in. Yeah, it's in.
Camaraderie. It's good.
Is that the Terry and Jerry?
I got McCaffrey 2 is my pick tonight. That was my pick
What's
for
Terry
on the
and Jerry
show.
on?
He's on Brees Hall,
Okay.
and I'm on McCaffrey 2 TDs.
Okay, word. So
That's what we gave out for the show.
I'll tell Jerry.
What?
I'll tell Jerry.
Yeah, tell Jerry. Tell
Who
Jerry.
is it? I wanted to ask you, healthy debate. Is it Terry and Jerry's
No, I think
house?
it's Jerry and Terry.
Okay. Yeah.
Jay
I
becomes-
saw that you put Terry and Jerry.
Of course, yeah. Well, that's how it's
yeah.
going
I
to
just
work
want
all
to
season.
clear the air.
Yeah,
Healthy debate.
Xavier Worthy early, so we got that.
I'm on Braylon Allen touchdown plus 850.
All right. All right.
I mean, I hope.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,